Hi, everyone, and welcome to Leaf Rants. The Toronto Maple Leafs surprisingly lose 5-1 to the Florida Panthers. And just what a horrible game. Literally, right from the start, the Leafs were slow, they were bad, and they looked like they didn't care about the game at all. Maybe they don't. Maybe all the players, all the management, they are just saying, sell. We need that draft pick. And I wish they were. But the Leafs seem like they still haven't made their minds up yet because they haven't made a trade. Every single game now, after the Leafs play, we are left here talking about just what are we doing? We're running out of time. We need to sell these guys now. Bobby McMahon is rumored to get 5 times 5. Leafs are reportedly trying to stretch out that deal for more term to bring the AAV down. Trade him. If he wants to come back, he can re-sign in the offseason. He is a UFA. Trade him right now. In the Leafs' last 14 games, they only have two regulation wins. Only the New York Rangers have fewer. We have 8 days until the trade deadline. And who knows? There's still time. Maybe they could go on and win every game from now until the end of the season, prove everybody wrong. But do they look like they're really going to do that? No, they don't. Friedman on Sportsnet 590 on the Leafs, he said the whole idea that they were waiting for this weekend to determine what they were going to do, I don't believe that's the case. He adds, the Leafs know they're selling. They're looking to see if there's things they could do with the assets they accumulate. Okay, we've determined you're selling. I'm glad we've just determined this now, by the way. What are you doing about Craig Berube? He can't be the head coach next year. He cannot be the head coach next year. There is no way. I cannot wait for the tweet that says, we've relieved Craig Berube of his duties. If that's not up, I don't think it'll be up this season. I think they're using this guy to ride out the rest of the season. If that's not up after this season, if Craig Berube is the head coach of Game 1 next year, then the Leafs have learned absolutely nothing from this season. Let's talk about this game, though. First period, immediately Wall has to bail Michelli out. And the lineup choices going in tonight were very interesting. In 3 days, it'll be exactly 1 month since Easton Cowan has played in a professional hockey game. I don't understand it. Horrible levels of bad decision-making shown in real time by the Toronto Maple Leafs. Easton Cowan over the Olympic break should have been sent down to the minor leagues. He should have just been playing games. This team that is this bad has nothing more to lose. Why not play Easton Cowan? Young guy who's one of the futures of this team. Play him. Quillen should be playing. Easton Cowan should be a lock. There's no reason not to play him. A whole month since he's played hockey. What good is Easton Cowan doing sitting in the press box? Nothing. Literally nothing. You're telling me that you'd rather play Calle Jarnkrok than put Easton Cowan in the lineup? Seriously. You'd rather play Max Domi than put Easton Cowan in the lineup? Okay. Also liked how tonight the Leafs, Craig Berube actually moved Matthew Nyes up to the first line for Bobby McMahon, and he kept Max Domi there. Why? Nyes, Matthews, Nylander. Who cares what's on that second line? Third line should be McMahon, Tavares, blank. Tavares is a third line center. He's regressed down. They don't have a second line if their life depended on it. And their first line, they don't put the wingers beside Austin Matthews that he needs. He needs a guy who's better than Max Domi. He needs a guy who's less predictable than Max Domi because he's getting eaten alive out there. But anyways, immediately into the game, Brad Marchand scores, and it did not take them long. Bad turnover by Jake McCabe from the defensive zone, which causes the entire play, and then horrible rebound decision-making by Oliver Ekman-Larsson, leaving the front of the net wide open, and it's 1-0 just like that. Then Nick Waugh goes to the box for Hagee, and it's 2-0, 5 minutes into the game. Sloppy, overcomplicated, stupid passes by the Leafs, and then they get a power play. And Rodriguez scores shorthanded off a turnover from William Nylander, and it's 3-0 in the first period, and Florida has more goals than you have shots. Let's get serious for a minute. This game was done after the first goal went in, and every single person knew, yeah, Tavares got a goal tonight. The shots were 16-6 after the first period. 16. They had almost triple the amount of shots as you, and they're up 3-0. The Leafs are last place in the Atlantic in February, and all they've done this season is fire their power play coach. I was saying, fire Lane Lambert. I don't think that was a bad decision. What else did you do? They were supposed to click the first domino and the rest would all fall. They pushed the last one and wondered why nothing fell. Because you didn't do anything else. Second period, not much going on in the second. Leafs got nothing going for them, and you're still down 3-0 to the Panthers. Skip it. Go to the third. John Tavares on the power play early makes it 3-1. Then Florida scores again. It gets called off. And from Steve Dangle on Twitter, the past 24 hours for the Leafs. Leafs goals against that counted. 7. Leafs goals against that are disallowed. 3. Leafs goals they actually scored. 3. The Leafs have the same amount of goals against for as they have against that have been disallowed in the past 2 games. And they've lost both of them. And it hasn't been close. Marchand gets an empty netter goal, and then Matthew Tkachuk scores again, and boom, boom, boom. Who gives a singular fuck? No one. Literally nobody. Chris Johnson on IT says what'll drive the Leafs sale is where the market price goes. Veteran players on the roster the Leafs would look at under the right circumstances, but they have to be at the right ask. They're not going to sell players just for the sake of it. OEL, Carlo, Domi. Why is Domi one of those guys? Domi you most certainly should sell no matter what. If you don't play Max Domi with Austin Matthews, where do you put him in this lineup? Let me ask you that. Nowhere. That's the answer. Literally nowhere. The biggest thing that I think needs to be addressed with this hopeful retool is that the team is slow. They are so slow. They just look lazy out there. I knew going into the season that the Leafs would be one of the older teams, but just inexcusable, tired, lazy legs after weeks off. Weeks off. Tonight was the worst first period all season. They just were horrible out there. Selfish, soft, lazy puck play. And like, you should have sold on Bobby McMahon because he's not even looking that good the past couple games. Robertson's looked amazing, but like I said, you're not winning a Nick Robertson trade. You're not even the best people on your team is the video review crew. And by a landslide. I've also seen a lot of things that are like, a lot of articles about Austin Matthews. One by the Sun. Austin Matthews just won gold for Team USA. I shouldn't have to defend him. The problem is so much bigger than Austin Matthews. And if we can't wrap our heads around that, it's easy to make a scapegoat. Mitch Marner was that. Mitch Marner, I do think he should have gone, though. I don't think that getting rid of Mitch Marner was exactly a mistake. It's a lot easier to say that now, but they didn't win anything throughout the years and years and retools that they've had. The losses are just numb. Like, for bottom 5 in the league, get that draft pick. There'll be a video up soon of what I think the Leafs should do for the deadline. It'll probably come out on Saturday throughout the week. Trade deadline's a week away. I don't know. I'm sick of hearing Brad Trelivington on everything. He does literally nothing. I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it. Anyways, that's all for this one. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please click like. If you really liked it, click the subscribe button. It makes me feel pretty good. And don't forget to share this video. Leafs play Saturday. Hopefully they make a trade by then. Doubtful that they will. But if they do, a video will be up. And I hope to see you then. Thank you very much.